welcome back to the Anime Rustage Anime Show with Anime Rustage Anime Show, featuring my friend and the man I paid to be my editor.
You definitely don't pay me enough to be your friend. Also, how did you screw up again?
Well, no. The last time I screwed up was in the One Piece one that we got lost. So for people watching this is the first time I've screwed up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I didn't actually screw up at all. I mean, Welcome. My name is Daniel Rustage. You may know me from anime raps. And this is...
You may know me from my main channel, Rustage.
And this is Evan. You may know him as the best abridger of all time.
Wow, is that my thing now? I do one abridge and now I'm the best abridger?
No, actually, I lied. You may know him as the worst abridger of all time.
There we go. That's more fitting. Thank you.
It was the Crunchyroll Awards a couple of days ago, yesterday. Depending on what, you might be listening to this in the year 3000. Then it was the Crunchyroll Awards at some point in the past. What if they never did it again? And it was just...
then they just won't know what the Crunchyroll Awards are. Hello, future people.
In the year 2020, they had the Crunchyroll Awards. And then this was right before the Civil War, the Crunchyroll Civil War.
No!
Where the rolls versus the Crunchies. Many died, and they never did the Crunchyroll Awards again.
Oh,
yes,
that's a bummer.
Future historians, just so you know, that's what happened, and that's why there's no longer a Crunchyroll in the year 3000.
Yep. Dubs are better though.
I mean, fuck off. To be fair, I'm not sure how they would be able to watch Crunchyroll if in the year 3000 we all live underwater.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah. I'd also be surprised if anime still exists in the year 3000.
If anything, it's expanded. It's taken over the world.
Oh, the world is anime. We are anime.
The world is anime, yep.
Okay.
We are anime.
Well, future anime overlords who are listening to this, thank you. Thank you for bringing God's plan into action.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, I kind of watched the Anime Awards, but it was kind of on in the background whilst I was doing other things. But Evan, you definitely watched it, right?
Yep, I watched it. I had to. It's become a yearly thing for me to watch it live with a few friends. So,
oh, sweet. Yeah. Well, you'll be able to provide more in depth about what was going on. Firstly, can we touch on the fact that there was that rap bit?
Yeah, okay. So I mean, do you want to talk about it?
Well, all I was going to say was I looked up their stuff afterwards, and they have 2 songs out, which are actually all right. The song that they performed, or that they showcased the music video for, it wasn't very good, to put it lightly, right? And they seem to be really good. They seem to be really good performers. Like, I think they mostly do live stuff, and they had one song that was good, but the one they had on that they showcased in the Anime Awards was mixed really weird. The backing vocals were like louder than the main vocals. I don't know if that was just me, but
no, the audio for the entire stream was out of whack.
Yeah, that might have not been them then. That might have just been but yeah, it was trying to be. It wasn't like lyrical rap like some of the other stuff is like that. It was trying to be more like kind of like trappy, mumbly rap, but not quite. It was this weird middle ground where it was just shit. And a lot of the times when you're trying to do that sort of like trap rap, it's sort of very reliant on how it's produced and the mixing and how the vocals sound. And it kind of just didn't sound very good. And it's no bash against them because I'm sure that they're fine rappers. And again, I listened to one of their other songs and it was actually really good. That song in particular just didn't land. And I don't know how they got that gig as well, because they don't seem very big. Like, their music videos don't have a lot of views. And so I don't know how they managed to get, like, the Crunchyroll gig when there's, like, other anime
I think
rappers.
You kind of just have to, like, know people at, like, Crunchyroll, honestly.
Well, none like Joshua did a Crunchyroll specific rap for the Crunchyroll convention, and I just felt like they would just get him because he's way better. Like... I'm not gonna be like get me, but genuinely, if you're gonna get anyone, get none like Joshua, because I think he would do an amazing job. And he would do a really good live performance as well. They wouldn't just show him music. I feel like he would get up on there and do a live performance, and it would be really good. So next year, get none like Joshua.
I feel like a lot of the issues with the awards just start with just the presentation itself. Like, the stream had this weird interlacing issue. The audio for everyone's mics was out of whack, and they would like cut people's mics off when they said anything like remotely negative.
Really? That's so funny.
They decided to, I guess, skip over a bunch of awards and just show the winners instead of like actually presenting them. They just showed the winners. And I don't know, I guess it was to make more time for the halftime show, which is where they showed that rap. And I feel like that time could have been used more effectively.
For the actual awards themselves.
Yeah. There's a lot wrong with the show. But yeah, the rap was awful.
Yeah, and this is like the first time I've really gone on public, like, saying that like a track is bad, because there's obviously, I listen to a lot of like music, and I listen to a lot of content of fellow anime rappers and stuff, and some of it I like and some of it I don't like, but I've never publicly said to anyone out there, hey, I don't like that. And actually, if these guys had put up the track on their YouTube channel, I wouldn't go out my way to say it was bad. It was just the fact that they were like paid to showcase. It almost felt like they were flagshipping anime rap, right? Rap people are like otaku rap, right? And there's so many better people to use it as an example of that it felt kind of insulting.
Yeah, so like as someone else described it to me yesterday when we were talking about it, they were like, it's like Crunchyroll realized that anime rap was like becoming huge, and they're like, oh, we can do that, and they tried and absolutely failed.
There's more than just like the YouTube anime rap people. There's like people like Hentai Dude and a bunch of other people who like either just do it live or they do it over on SoundCloud or other places, right?
Yeah,
who have pretty decent communities that support them and that would do a way better job. And yeah, it was just they've got to be open to criticism if they're putting themselves into such a big spotlight like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, aside from that negative light of the show, there were a few good things. Some awards that were given I'm actually okay with, and my boy Sea-Dog was there, so
yeah,
that was good for him.
Good old Sea-Dog.
Good old
he should have rapped.
Daddy.
He would have done better.
Exactly, right?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the categories and discuss the nominations and who won, and if we think they deserved it, and who we think should have won. Some of these I won't know as much because there's some like recent shows I haven't watched yet, especially if they're not really shonen. Crunchyroll has all the winners on their site, starting with Anime of the Year. So we're going to go in reverse order from the bottom upwards. So we're going to start with best ending sequence, and then going up from there.
Yep.
And best ending sequence is definitely something I won't be able to say much about because two things. Firstly, I normally read manga. And secondly, even if I watch the anime, I tend to skip the endings.
Okay, same. I mean, I don't read manga, but even when I do watch anime, I tend to skip the endings. However, the endings that I did listen to this season, and I did end up liking, were Carol and Tuesday, Fire Force, and like Love is War's ending.
Yeah.
Now, I would have been okay with either three of those like winning, and the fact that Love is War ended up winning in the end, I feel like it was definitely like well deserved, especially since like everyone, like during that period when it was airing, like wanted to do the Chica dance.
I know that one. That's the only one I know.
Yeah. So like the Chica dance became like really popular. Like everyone was doing it. It was like a thing on YouTube.
To be fair, it's best ending sequence. I don't even think they're really judged on the song. Are they?
Yeah, I think it was just like the animation, just everything about it.
Like what they did. And to be honest, yeah, just Chica doing her dance.
It was a great dance.
Iconic. It was cute. Because as someone who I've not seen the show, but I know that, and it's iconic. And to be fair, just for its sort of iconicness alone, I guess it sort of deserved to win.
Yeah, when it released, I did like a supercut that I never really released of just like cosplayers like doing the dance. Mm-hmm. It turned out really nicely, and I never uploaded it.
Well. Yeah, I mean, the rest of it, the other ones that were nominated, just to say, was Dororo's and Vinland Saga. And
Sarazanmai.
Yeah, I can't fucking pronounce it. Sarazanmai. Sarazanmai. Well, you can watch them right here. Hell yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, you can click the watch button, which was funny enough. I guess the host of the awards kept saying that you can watch all these shows on Crunchyroll, and one person tried to point out that no, you can't. They ended up cutting off his mic.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because like Vinland Saga is on Amazon, Carolyn Tuesday is on Netflix.
Oh, that is true. Okay, let's go on to the best opening sequence.
Best opening sequence. The nominees for that were...
So in terms of songs, I really liked Inferno as a song. And if it was...
That's the Fire Force.
Yeah, Fire Force. And if it was purely based on what the best song was... Oh, but then the Domestic Girlfriend one's good too.
It was also really good.
Yeah. So if it was based on just the best song, I think it would either be between the Fire Force one or the Domestic Girlfriend one for me.
Yeah.
But again, it's the best sequence. And I can see why Mob Psycho won, right?
Yeah.
The animation that show is incredible.
The animation in that opening was also incredible. At first, when I first watched it, like I didn't really like it, but it grew on me as I kept watching the show, which is what I felt like how it was for most people. Because a lot of people, when it first released, were like, "Oh, like the first opening was better," but then as time went by, I saw more and more people saying 99.9 is definitely the better opening. So I guess it just grew.
Do you think it deserved to win?
Over the Domestic Girlfriend opening sequence? No.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Domestic Girlfriend opening sequence just it made you feel things, like the passion in the song and just everything about it. I enjoyed that a lot more. But then Carolyn Tuesday just had a good song.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I listened to Inferno, and actually I listened to Vinland Saga's song as well. I think the Vinland Saga song's really good. That was also nominated.
I too unironically listen to Inferno though. I have it in my playlist.
Why would you? Like, it's a good song.
Yeah, no, it is a good song. So I don't know, but in terms of opening sequence,
the Domestic Girlfriend, the Vinland Saga, and the Fire Force opening songs I listened to. They're on my Spotify playlist. I listen to unironically, even though I don't really watch those shows that much. I just really like those songs.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they were like nominated. Again, they're not really clear if it's based on like the visuals or the song or if a combination of both. But
I mean, I would imagine it is a combination of both. But Mob Psycho's opening winning still okay.
Yeah. The other nominations were Carolyn Tuesday and The Promised Neverland.
Indeed.
Let's move on.
Next category was Best Drama.
Ooh.
So in the Best Drama category, I only finished one of those shows, and that was The Promised Neverland. I'm still watching Vinland Saga and Carolyn Tuesday and Fruits
I've started
Basket.
Vinland Saga. I'm actually reading Vinland Saga, but I'm making my way through it, and it's very good so far.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, maybe I should watch the anime as well, but I think we will do a podcast episode on Vinland Saga once we both finish the first season. Roughly.
Yeah. I'm like almost halfway through the first season.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like the best drama out of all of these shows, Vinland ended up winning. And I will say from what I have seen, spoiler free, it definitely is quite the roller coaster of a show.
It definitely deserves something, I feel, because it is very good.
It does deserve it. Like
and if it doesn't win like anime of the year or whatever, it definitely deserves something, right?
Yeah, like if it wasn't in the best drama category, Promised Neverland for me would have like personally taken it.
What about Fruits Basket though? People really like that, and
people do, but I haven't finished it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, but from what you haven't seen it at all, or
no, I've seen the first few episodes.
Okay,
I just haven't finished.
I just know that people really like the storyline of that and such.
Yeah.
The other ones were Carolyn Tuesday, which seems to be nominated a lot, and I don't think won anything. Did it win anything?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I keep seeing it pop up in the nominations, but never actually winning. Stars Align and Babylon. But yeah, I ain't mad at Vinland Saga. I think it probably deserved it.
Yeah. That was pretty good. There are a few awards that I just wasn't okay with. the next category best
is this
fantasy.
one of them? Because I see a show in here that you've definitely talked about and you very much like.
In terms of best fantasy, I do not agree that The Promised Neverland is a fantasy show. Okay. Why the hell is it in the fantasy category? The other nominations were Sentence of a Bookworm, Attack on Titan Season 3, Terran Zanmai, Astro Lost in Space, and Demon Slayer.
I mean, The Promised Neverland is as fantasy as Attack on Titan is. I mean, it is, but I guess you wouldn't really classify like. It really depends how you classify fantasy, because if fantasy is just a show that takes place in a world that isn't our real world, then so many things
anything
are
could
fantasy,
be a fantasy, yeah.
Right? But unless you're talking about like fantasy as a definition of it has to incorporate some of the tropes of fantasy, like adventure and like fighting monsters and a bunch of other stuff like that, where and like then you could put something like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, which were all nominated into fantasy, but you wouldn't put something like The Promised Neverland, which The Promised Neverland, even though it's set in a different world, right? It's not Earth, is it?
I mean, it's a different version of it, I would say.
Yeah, even though, but it's kind of relatively grounded as a show. Like, obviously, you have the whole monsters eating the fucking children backdrop, but the actual show itself is just kind of, at least the first season, is just sort of set in the orphanage, and it's relatively grounded and doesn't feel very fantastical, right? It's like, I guess it's like, I was just thinking of Chronicles of Narnia, right?
That is a good example of a fantasy.
If you go, when they're in the Narnia world, it's fantasy. But because Narnia, let's say the entire movie of the Chronicles of Narnia just happened inside that house, and they didn't ever go to Narnia. But Narnia is there, right? It definitely exists. So it is a different world, but they don't go there, if that makes sense. Then could you still classify that as a fantasy show? Let's say the Chronicles of Narnia was, the whole plot was to get to Narnia. Like at the end of the show, they go to Narnia, but then as they go into Narnia, that credits, right? But the whole actual movie is set. Sorry, not show. The whole actual movie is just set in the house. Then would you classify it as a fantasy movie? Because that's the same thing with season 1 of The Promised Neverland, right? There is a fantastical world out there, but the whole thing is set in the orphanage. Yeah. And I wouldn't classify that as a fantasy film if that was what the Chronicles of Narnia was. So I can understand why, Promised Neverland, people would be upset about that being classified as a fantasy.
Personally, I felt that Astro Lost in Space should have won.
Yeah, I know you really like that show.
It was one of the best anime from last year that no one watched, and it is quite upsetting.
Do you think do you think it lost because nobody watched it? Do you think it would have
probably
won? If more people watched it, then it would have won?
I feel like if more people gave that show a chance, like everyone would realize how good of a show it is.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but like it was like locked behind Funimation's paywall, and a lot of people already don't go to Funimation's website because they assume that you can only watch dubs there.
Yeah,
like if Crunchyroll had it, like I feel it would have done better. But it was such a fantastic show, and like just everything about that show was, I guess, fantastical. Just the idea. I mean, it's more of a sci-fi, but like,
well, space fantasy. Sci-fi is just.
It is a space. That's true. Sci-fi's are space fantasies, and just it basically like was there's a certain line from the show that I referenced in my video about it, and I can't remember it now. But like the whole idea of the show is that like these children. Actually, no, I don't spoil it. Screw that. It's a great show. I want people to watch it. I don't want to say what's happening.
Okay. Well, it does. I watched your video, and it does seem to be pretty good. And
you should watch it.
I will. Maybe I will. I'm watching Attack on Titan right now.
Oh yes, finish that.
We'll do a thing discussing Attack on Titan once I finish it.
Yes.
All right, let's go up. Best comedy. I didn't watch a lot of comedies. I'll be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of comedy anime because I find that the sense of humor of anime tends to not mishmash with my own sense of humor, and I almost find like comedic moments in other anime seems to be funnier than me funnier to me than an entire anime based around being funny, from just my experience of watching comedy anime, right? But I haven't watched like the greats yet, like Gintama, which people have said is like incredibly funny.
Baka and Test.
One
of the greats.
And because my favorite comedy, I don't like a lot of like comedy films and comedy TV shows anyway, like sitcoms. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of. I don't like The Office that much, right? It's a controversial opinion, right? The only real like comedy sitcom show that I really liked was The IT Crowd, but I was a lot younger when I watched. It is good,
fantastic comedy.
I think I would like it less now than I did when I was younger, but I still really like that. It's the only one I've watched and enjoyed.
See, I'm the opposite. I really enjoy sitcoms, and I haven't found any good sitcoms since Undateable aired.
I'm sure I might have some recommendations from you, just from things that other people have seen.
I guess. We'll talk about it. I've probably seen all of
them.
But
my favorite types of things to watch comedy wise are like British panel shows, like Would I Lie to You? God, Evan, you've got to watch them.
Oh gosh,
they're so good. But there's stuff where you have a bunch of comedians and they're like bantering off each other, and it's kind of semi-improv, and it's quite fun and witty, and I like watching it. I find scripted comedy sometimes is a bit more difficult for me to get into.
Ooh, you would probably enjoy Undateable because the entire show was improv.
Okay, then
and it was live on TV, which was great.
Then yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of comedies. I saw some episodes of Agretsuko, and people like that, and it had good themes.
I don't think season 2 was a comedy.
But yeah, exactly. I didn't find it funny at all.
Yeah, like I don't understand why it was like nominated as a comedy when it wasn't a comedy. Like season 2 was more of like, you know, this working girl's like relationship life.
Mm-hmm. Isekai Quartet, I didn't watch because the nominations for this are Agretsuko Season 2, Isekai Quartet, Kaguya-sama Love is War, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, My Roommate is a Cat, and Sarazan... I can't pronounce it.
Sarazanmai.
Sarazanmai.
Yeah, so out of all of these shows, I haven't seen 2 of them. Isekai Quartet and... Well, I mean, I watched the first episode of it, but like... I won't really count that. And Siren Zanmai.
Which one do you think should have won?
Personally, I really enjoyed My Roommate as a Cat.
Yeah?
I thought... But I don't really think it's a comedy per se, but it was a nice, cute little show.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of these shows, I can see why Kaguya won. Kaguya definitely was funny for the first few episodes, but then all the comedy in that show became repetitive. Like it was just the same joke being told to you over and over. So yeah, I guess people liked it for that reason, but that's why I
did you watch like How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift?
Yes, I did watch the first 3 episodes. I didn't think it was funny. It was just an informative show. The only funny bits were the guy when he took his shirt off and he was like 10 times buffer than you thought he was.
Yeah.
And then the other girl who is like obsessed with buff dudes. But like, again, not really as funny as like other shows I've seen, like Gintama or Baka and Test.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I guess last year just didn't really have that many comedic anime.
Fair enough. Well, I guess you can't be too mad at Kaguya-sama winning then.
Yeah, that's true.
I've not seen season 2 of Mob Psycho, but is that not somewhat comedic?
It is somewhat, but I definitely would not consider it a comedy.
Comedy,
either.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What about Bobobo? You ever seen Bobobo?
That's too far back.
Have you ever seen it though?
I have.
Oh,
it's a tragic show. I hate it.
You hate it? Okay.
I hate Bobo.
It's one of those things that I sort of elevate above, and I really love it. I don't think I find it funny, but I just really like it.
It's Bobo.
It's just it's so much.
Ad played, and I was like, no, turn it off.
Well, it just makes fun of all other anime, and I like it for that. Okay.
Then you would enjoy Gintama.
Yeah, I guess I will. Okay, best VA performance for English.
This is not a category I am too familiar with.
Yeah, because I mostly read manga. I know some of these. Laura Bailey's in Critical Role.
I've heard all these voices because I've watched all of them dubbed. So, I mean, in terms of like the best performance out of all of them, I would probably. I know Naofumi won, and it was a great voice, but I probably would have honestly given it to Aqua's voice actress.
Yeah. Okay. I've actually heard Aqua's dub voice, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So I would have given it to
Just
Aqua.
the nominations for anyone who doesn't know was Kyle McCarley for Mob and Mob Psycho, Erica Mendez for Retsuko in Agretsuko, I gotta fuck these names up. Faye Mata for Aqua in Konosuba, Laura Bailey for
Toru Honda.
There we go. Fruits Basket. Billy Kamets. Fuck me. Why? It's a mixture of me not being able to pronounce words and me being slightly dyslexic as well.
And Casey Mongilo, who voiced the new voice of Shinji.
The new voice of Shinji.
The new dub.
Yeah. Well, did people like the new voice of Shinji?
I think people hated it a lot more. I feel like they thought it was more bearable, but I feel like the old voice was better because you're supposed to hate him for being whiny.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would agree when I say I think the English voice for Aqua is good, especially for a character like that. I feel like it's difficult to pull off.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, good. Good.
The next category was the best VA performance in Japanese.
Yeah, I definitely watched. I normally watch subs instead of dubs, so.
So you're probably a little bit more familiar with these voices.
Yeah,
I've heard all of them as well. So I mean, do you think that Youichi Nakamura deserved it?
Well, okay, I'm not that far on JoJo's yet, so I have no idea.
I've only heard this voice because I've had to do stuff for Sea-Dog's videos.
Do you think it's a good voice?
I think it's a great voice.
Good.
But, like, I don't understand the Japanese language. I can't really, like, I guess...
Yeah, it's difficult because it's difficult to judge how good the performance was in that way. And
yeah, like,
if there was a bad Japanese performance, I don't know if I could tell as clearly if it was... I did think Senku was all right when I heard his voice. Isabella did an all right job as well. They were all fine. I thought they were pretty neutral. I have a feeling there's like a really good Japanese voice actor like from this year that is not on this list as a nominee, and I can't think of who it is. Maybe I can't think of who it is.
Is it the Japanese voice of Goku?
No. No, I have no idea. Maybe it might be another character from Demon Slayer. Might be like Inosuke or something.
Oh. Well, actually, I will say Inosuke's Japanese voice I thought was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was fitting for the character, especially all the yelling.
Well, I've already read the manga of Vinland Saga, so what about the voice acting for that? Was there any good ones in there?
Anyone in Vinland? I mean, they were just standard voices.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool, fuck it. Let's go to best couple.
Best couple.
I don't watch a lot of things that have I feel so fucking bad. I'm going through these. This is why part of the reason I don't want to do this is because I have seen plenty anime and I've read plenty manga, but just not a lot of very recent stuff that out of my genre. Like, give me a shonen anime and I've probably seen it, but
it is my job to watch current anime so I can keep up with people's videos.
It's my job to watch popular anime so I can make raps about it. If it's a popular anime, I've probably seen it. And I read a lot of manga as a child. Like, most of the non-shonen stuff I read as like Keroro Gunso. I know some obscure stuff like Keroro Gunso and stuff like that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the one with the frog. Okay, so he's an alien and he comes to Earth to take over Earth.
I like how you said it's the one with the frog and I was supposed to immediately know what that is.
Okay, he's the alien, but the aliens look like frogs, and he comes to Earth to take over Earth, but then he's actually really incapable, and then this family of humans just adopt him. And it's a slice of life comedy about how he keeps trying to take over Earth in stupid different ways, kind of like Doofenshmirtz does in Phineas and Ferb, and then he keeps getting his plan foiled by accident. Like, it never works out. And it's fun. I think it was called Sergeant Frog as well in like the European releases of the manga. At least maybe.
Literally never heard of this before.
Okay, well, yeah.
The nominees for best couple were Baki Hanma and Kozue Matsumoto from Baki. Mafuyu Sato and Ritsuka Yuen, I cannot pronounce Japanese names, from Given. Rika and Shun from O Maiden's Savage Season. Kaguya and Miyuki from Kaguya-sama. Ryo and Mabu from Saran Zanmai. And Ymir and Historia from Attack on Titan Season 3. Out of all of these couples, I am only familiar with 2 of them. So honestly, giving it to Kaguya and Miyuki, I thought that was fair. I thought that they were a cute couple when I watched the show. But if Kaguya-sama didn't release, I probably would have gone for Ymir and Historia, because I thought that was a great story in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's fair. What about Meliodas and Elizabeth in season 3?
No, God, no, 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 Daniel, down.
Oh, it's so bad. You know, I do respect Seven Deadly Sins for being a shonen that has relationships like active within the show. Because if you think about it, a lot of shonens have like the sparkings of relationships, but they never get expanded upon until the very end in the epilogue. If you think like Naruto, for example.
Yeah.
Or something like that, where they don't actually do any relationship stuff until later.
Until after the show's over,
yeah. So I do respect... The only thing I'll give... I rag on Seven Deadly Sins a lot, but I do respect that they, at least in like the current... Like, it's not like a future epilogue. Characters do get together. And I like that. And there is like active... like romance between characters and such. But it's definitely done better in these shows.
Yeah.
than all the ones that and I have been told about like certain ones. But yeah, it's not really an area that we can comment on a lot.
Not
and
really.
I think it's a good time for me to do my disclaimer again. This is not like, we're not experts. This is not like...
Well, the next one I feel you can definitely comment on, because it's the best fight scene.
Oh, sick. Okay, but beforehand, we're not experts. This is just for people who are fans of me to listen to me talk about anime. It's the Rustage Anime Cast. If I called it something that wasn't the Rustage Anime Cast, I feel like people would expect it to be more in-depth and knowledgeable.
I don't know what you're talking about. On my Twitter, I say I'm an anime encyclopedia.
Okay, best fight scene. Well, again, I haven't seen I'm not that far in Attack on Titan or JoJo's yet. I'm both through them.
This man.
Okay.
Well, okay. The best fight scene nominees were Emperor Chrisman and Metallic from JoJo Golden Wind. Haven't seen it.
I want to. I'm going to get there.
Mob versus Toichiro from Mob Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful freaking fight. Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to continue. Thorfinn and Thorkel from Vinland Saga. Another great fight.
Yeah.
Levi versus Beats Titan, which wasn't a fight. Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rui. Amazing freaking fight.
Yeah, that was good.
And what even is that name? Ushiwakamaru and
Ushiwakamaru sounds right.
Yeah,
Tiamat.
from Fate Grand Order, which I haven't seen. So,
it seems.
Do you?
I agree with that. At least from what I know, right? I know people get upset when Demon Slayer wins things because of recency bias, and it's kind of overrated as a show. It's very good, but it's overrated in terms of like the awards it wins and stuff. But I do think that fight. I mean, it went trending on Twitter. I do feel like that fight kind of deserved to win. From Tanjiro versus Rui. It was very good.
You'll watch Mob Psycho season 2, and you will come back to this moment, and you'll be like, Evan, I was wrong.
Well, you know, there has to be some contention. I'm glad that fight won. But I wouldn't have been mad if the Mob Psycho one won. I'm sure the Vinland Saga one's also really good.
I'm okay with the Demon Slayer fight winning as well. But I preferred like the Mob Psycho fight. And if anything, actually, like that still wasn't even the best fight in that season of Mob Psycho. There was another fight that was so much better. Oh, wow. And I feel that should have been nominated
instead. Yeah, they sometimes mess up where they just don't nominate good stuff.
Yeah, like, sure, like they nominated the fight
where
with the final
is Escanor
boss,
versus Meliodas from season 3?
Oh my god, honestly, right?
That was the best fight ever.
Everyone would have voted for it. It would have won, hands down.
Oh, what a great fight.
But yeah, I mean, the one thing about anime fights is that, like, you know, it's not just the fight itself. There's also the build up to the fight. Like, why are they fighting?
The stakes.
Yeah, well, like, what are the stakes as well? So, like, for a lot of these fights, like the stakes were pretty high. Thorfinn versus Thorkel, I don't think the stakes were too high for that one.
Yeah, so
Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Yuri, the stakes were way too freaking high for
that one.
Isn't that
why All Might versus All for One won that 1 year? I don't know if that was Crunchyroll. It might have been a different anime awards, but...
It was Crunchyroll.
Okay, yeah. They won that year over Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, even though Naruto versus Sasuke versus Momoshiki was
a much better fight.
Better fight, but there was less stakes. Well, I mean...
That's true.
Emotionally, and the All Might one had, more impact, I guess.
Yeah.
But in terms of, fight choreography, the Momoshiki one was so good.
No, absolutely. To this day, I don't think there have been many fight scenes that have that great of choreography.
And honestly, the choreography in, I think, Tanjiro versus Rui is really good too. And I can't even imagine how much effort went into some of the animation in that, in terms of the kind of slow motion bit, the faux slow motion scenes. That is it's difficult to do that in animation, because with regular footage it's easy because you just slow motion it, but you can't
with
just
animation. You have to add.
You
more
have
frames.
to actually animate the slow motion parts, and with it's incredibly time consuming, to say the least. So
I imagine that the Fate fight was probably good because it's Fate.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it right now.
Best
score. Best score is next one. And in terms of all the scores that they have nominated,
okay, Carol and Tuesday actually did win a category.
Yeah, Carol and Tuesday won.
You know what? To be fair, Carol and Tuesday should have won, because the entire show is kind of based around music. Every single episode, they have a new original song.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I would actually be upset if they didn't. It says best score, but it's in the nominations it seems to... Oh no, are these the artists that did compose the score? I thought for a second... Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought for a second they were song titles.
No.
Because I saw Mocky and I was like, that sounds like a song title and not an artist, but I guess it isn't. I'm just an idiot and I forgot who Mocky was for a second. Yeah, because for Carol and Tuesday, not only did they do original songs and stuff, but they got a bunch of music artists from around the world to contribute different musical genres for that one show. And it's a show based around music. And if it was music, it was going to win anything, it had to win best score.
Yep. So I'm absolutely happy that it did win that. I'm a huge fan of Hiroaki Swano.
And I know the music from Golden Wind. So the nominations were Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, JoJo's Golden Wind, Carol and Tuesday, Dr. Stone, and The Rising of the Shield Hero. And that one song from Golden Wind is so iconic. The do that one, right?
I have not heard of it.
Have you not? You've definitely heard it.
I probably have. You probably just hummed it incorrectly.
I mean, fuck it. It's the bit.
I'll say I've heard it. I probably have heard it. I've edited a lot of stupid JoJo stuff for Connor.
I am. But before we continue, I am going.
He is physically going
to timestamp you the section that you have definitely heard.
Physically going out of his way.
There you go. Timestamped. Listen to it.
Oh my god.
Timestamped.
Hit play on this.
Yeah.
Okay, I've definitely heard this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that people make memes of.
Yeah, and it's good.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely amazing. I will say.
It's Giorno's theme, but people listening know. You should have just said
Giorno's theme.
People listening know what I'm talking about.
I know it as Giorno's theme because that's what everyone else calls it.
Anyway, I really like the song in the fight scene between Tanjiro and Yuri. The song that plays that transitions seamlessly into the end credits.
I think all of Demon Slayer's music is really good. So good, in fact, that you've used it a ton of times in D&D.
Well, I have. But I used that one song in D&D when someone died or something, and then you guys killed someone or whatever. But yeah, that one song is so good, and I can't find it on Spotify anywhere, and I'm so angry because I just want to listen to it. But yeah, Carol and Tuesday had to win this one. There's no
for sure.
No ifs and or buts about it. Best character design.
Ooh.
All right.
Now this one...
All right, I don't know why Dr. Stone was fucking nominated. I'm so angry. You can't have a character who's supposed to be smart who has E=mc² written on his clothes and say that's good character design. That shit stinks.
Listen up here, buddy.
That shit
the green
stinks.
Hair. It's
right?
the green hair.
Senku as a character design is like, I look at him and I'm like, some kid designed this as, this is what a smart character should look like. He looks like Yugi Moto, but like...
Do you not like E=mc² written on a jacket, Daniel?
Someone who is as smart as Senku, right, realistically would not do that. The type of person who would write E=mc² on their jacket to show that they're smart is the sort of kid who only knows of Einstein as the only scientist they know that exists.
There's only one smart person on planet Earth, and it's Einstein.
Oh my god. I'm sad. I'm just annoyed that that's nominated.
I will say, out of all these shows, I don't think Dororo should have won Best Character Design.
What do you think should have won?
Either Carol and Tuesday or Saren Zanmai. Because the characters in Saren Zanmai are just so unique. And then Carol and Tuesday are even more unique. Because like they showcase characters from across the globe, right? Like, because they're all living on Mars.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And so everyone is just different. Like,
honestly, that racial
different.
Diversity is so good for a show like Carol
It's
and Tuesday.
amazing. So like I feel in terms of character design and like unique characters, Carol and Tuesday should
I can agree with that. The other nominations are Kaguya, Love is War, and Vinland Saga. Kaguya-sama, Love is War just seemed like, just looking at them, it seems relatively, I wouldn't say generic, but it's like nothing stands out crazy about the character designs. They're just anime people.
Yeah, exactly.
And Vinland Saga, you can't get overly creative because they're based on real people. And they're good.
They're just Vikings.
They're just Vikings. And they're good sort of encapsulation. Like, they're more realistic looking, but with enough flavor that they're you can tell who's who. So I think it's good, but I would go Carol and Tuesday for that one. And be annoyed that Dr. Stone was nominated. Demon Slayer has better character design than Dr. Stone, and I'd be upset, people are annoyed at how many like nominations and stuff they get, but Demon Slayer's character designs were actually pretty decent, right? Like, I like the design of like Nezuko and Inosuke and Tanjiro, like
I feel like
and all of the pillars. All the pillars have pretty decent designs.
No, I agree. Like, Demon Slayer definitely had better character design than Dr. Stone, and this is a category that it should have been nominated for, but wasn't.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, best animation, Mob Psycho 1, probably.
Yeah,
deserved.
So no, it 150
deserved.
million% deserved it. Like, don't get me wrong, Attack on Titan Season 3, amazing animation. Okay. Demon Slayer, incredible. Fate Grand Order, from the few bits I saw, also good. Vinland Saga, astounding, and Saren Zanmai just blew my freaking mind with their opening animation. So all of them had incredible animation, for sure. Mm-hmm. But like, the most inconsistent animation style out of all of them was Mob Psycho. But they somehow made it work.
Sweet. I mean, I'm glad that they won.
I think it deserved it as well.
I wouldn't have been mad if Demon Slayer won it either, because the animation that is incredible. I mean, the animation kind of made the show. I read the manga of Demon Slayer and I didn't like it that much. I thought it was fine, but I wasn't super engrossed because the sort of main story is kind of generic and not super engaging. But it was the animation of the anime that really made the show. If Demon Slayer was animated by like the same people who do like Black Clover and shit, at the early bits of Black Clover, it would be nowhere near as popular as it is now. And it really made it, but I'm happy Mob Psycho won. I'm sure Fate Grand Order would have been good as well. And
I feel, because usually it's Ufotable that animates Fate.
Yeah.
But because they were working on Demon Slayer,
they didn't do this.
Mappa had to take, like, not Mappa,
Cloverworks
had to take over Fate. But I feel if Fate was still animated by Ufotable, Fate would have easily won.
Okay. And then Vinland Saga and Sarazan. Why can't I say it?
Sarazanmai.
Sarazanmai.
There you go. You got it.
All right, best director.
This is not a category I am too familiar with.
Well, I don't really know the directors. I also don't really know what the directors do too much in terms of anime. Like, I know what they do on a film.
Yeah, same.
But and I'm sorry for being an idiot, but I'm not entirely sure what they do. I mean, probably
direct. If you guys
everything.
know what the directors do, just leave a comment or in the review or something.
People get so mad. I need to stop responding to comments. You don't even read them.
Because you told me not to.
I told you not to. So many people got so angry at me in the overrated characters one. And I should have just not responded to them. Oh, we just stop responding to comments.
No,
genuinely,
this is the category.
Genuinely, I started reading the comments of the overrated character ones, and it made me not want to do the podcast anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I just won't. I mean, I'll still read them, but I just won't reply.
Daniel, you're making the first mistake as a YouTuber. If you're going to release a controversial video, don't read the comments.
I'll read the comments of this one because I'm sure people won't get mad.
Best girl. Now, most of you probably don't know this, but I have a PhD in waifuology. I am YouTube's resident waifu expert. I know everything that there is to know about waifus. That being said, Raphtalia did not deserve to win.
Well, the nominations were Carol from Carol on Tuesday, Emma from Miss Neverland, Nezuko from Demon Slayer, Chika from Kaguya-sama, Kohaku from Dr. Stone, and Raphtalia from Rising Shield Hero. Raphtalia won.
Yeah. Raphtalia won. In terms of all these girls, the most deserving was definitely Emma.
Yes.
A second runner-up, I feel, would definitely be Nezuko.
Okay. I like Nezuko, but I have a problem where people like her. It's a problem I find with a lot of characters like Nezuko, because Hinata's kind of similar in a way. Mm-hmm. Shy, reserved characters. Nezuko's not shy, but female characters that don't speak much, a lot of people seem to like them. And I have a worry that might be because they don't have the opportunity to be a character that speaks and have people dislike them. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. To me, it feels kind of predatory in nature.
Yeah, exactly, right?
People are probably going to hate me for that.
Yeah,
but
no.
That's just
but
how I
get
feel.
you, because there seems to be a running theme when I find female characters that don't talk or don't talk that much. People seem to like them a lot because they kind of, and they might not. I don't know if that's like a subconscious thing or whatever. But
no, trust me, I don't get it either. Like, why do you like someone that can't really speak for themselves?
Well, like, they have other like qualities, and I can understand. For example, Hinata, there's reasons why you would like her, and Nezuko does stuff like she fights, and it's really cool, and and she has a good bond with her brother and stuff, yada yada. But ultimately, she's almost like, in terms of like the story, and it's because she's part monster, she almost feels less like a person and more like a pet, if that makes sense. In a not rude way. Like, in terms of the writing, she feels more like, she doesn't feel like a full character that you could really if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want people to get mad at me because I like Nezuko, but I wouldn't vote her for best girl. And I'm actually not I would say Emma would be best girl, and I'm not that mad at Raphtalia being best girl. I don't think it's that. It's all right.
Raphtalia is definitely a great girl, but
yeah, Emma. See, Emma's a good example of a female character that has a lot of character.
Yeah,
like a very well-written female character. Is Emma.
I just want to remind people that Raphtalia started out as a slave.
Yeah.
That's not a good look for her.
But she managed to
no, she continued with that mentality throughout the show.
But she's like
I know, is that what you guys are into? Is that what you voted for Raphtalia?
There is a debate. There is a debate there that I don't want to have in terms of, especially because after being granted her slave freedom, she then was like, no, I want to be a slave.
Exactly.
And she gets her slave. But there's a debate there of like Stockholm syndrome and stuff, and other things that I'm not going to go into. Even though I went into the whole dudes like girls that are submissive and can't talk.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys can figure out what he was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, I would have voted Emma. Best boy.
Good job, by the way. You've used less profanity this episode.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize. Best boy, the Bruno Kanata from Astro Lost in Space, Mob from Mob Psycho, fucking I'm so sorry, people. Hyakimaru from Dororo, Naruto. People always get angry at me when I mispronounce things in raps. They're going to be so angry at the fact that I mispronounce things just in my speech.
He is a white British male. It's okay if he doesn't know how to pronounce
English
names.
words. I mispronounce English words all the time. For most of my life, I pronounce Blitzcrank, Blitzkrank. I'm telling you, I'm just bad with words. I know that's weird for someone who's a rapper, but if you notice...
that is unforgivable. That is absolutely unforgivable.
I'm so...
Blitzkrank.
Listen, it wasn't until I was playing League of Legends with a few friends and I said, I'm going to go Blitzkrank, and they were like, what the fuck did you just say? I just never said the word crank that often, and I have this thing where I do soft A's, like with water and like bath, and so I saw the word crank, and I was just like, crunk. All right, so Tanjiro won Best Boy, and you know what? I like him, and I'm not opposed to him winning. You're gonna say that the guy from Astro Lost in Space should have won.
No.
Oh.
Mob should have won.
Okay, sorry. It's one of the two always.
Mob 100% should have won. Now, I'm not an expert on boys, but listen up here, all right? There is one boy that went through a lot and deserved all the love and respect from last year.
I think Mob really should have.
Mob.
Yeah. And I'm not opposed to
Mob just wanted a normal life, man. It's all he wanted. He tried so hard for a normal life. He just wanted to get a girlfriend, live happy, do a regular job, and then he gets sucked into all this psycho BS. Mob deserved Best Boy.
I'm good with Mob being Best Boy. But I'm not mad about Tanjiro either. I think he's a really good protagonist in terms of just being like a nice,
I'm just slightly
guy.
upset over Tanjiro for sure.
Antagonist. Now this one was the one.
That's the other thing, though, right? It's like you just said. Tanjiro's a good protagonist. I don't think he's Best Boy. But
okay,
yeah, the
enough.
next category is
this one is the one that I
antagonist.
saw people argue over Twitter. Like people were getting upset about this one.
Yeah.
So the nominations were Magasi from Babylon, Askeladd from Vinland Saga, Isabella from Isabella, sorry, Angela from Carol and Tuesday, Garou from One Punch Man, and Overhaul from My Hero. And Isabella won, but a lot of people were mad that Askeladd didn't win. What is your thoughts on it, Evan?
So, first of all, why was Overhaul nominated when his stuff didn't happen until this year?
Yeah, okay, that is weird. I mean, I liked Overhaul as a villain, but
secondly, Askeladd versus Isabella. I feel I like both of them. Both of them were great antagonists, but as someone explained it to me, Askeladd is less of an antagonist and he's more of an inconvenience to the protagonist.
Okay, I wasn't sure which side of the debate you were going to be on because I see people both directions, but some of the people I follow say that I'm kind of happy Isabella won, especially because she's kind of an unconventional antagonist as well. And, apparently she's way better in the manga from what I saw than she is in the anime. And I think a lot of people who didn't like her might like her if they read the manga or watching the anime. But I also noticed Garou is on here, and he's very good. I think he's very good as well. And I think
Nux would definitely say he's very good, but I haven't finished season 2.
I wouldn't have been mad if he won as well. I would have been pretty happy as well. So I'm quite happy with the Isabella win. I think it was good. And
I'm pretty okay with the Isabella win.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't say Askeladd is a antagonist.
Okay,
he's just an inconvenience.
That's fair. Let's move on to best protagonist.
Now, this is where I would agree with you that Tanjiro should have won.
You think Tanjiro wasn't even nominated? Oh, he was nominated.
He was nominated.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
he should have won.
Should have won best protagonist and not Emma.
Yeah. Emma's great, but the other two characters were much better than Emma.
Okay, that's fair. Well then, okay, yeah, that's fair. I like Senku though.
No, trust me. I love Senku. Senku, sorry, is probably another guy who could have won Best Boy if Mob didn't exist.
No, I think not Senku, but I can't remember his name. But the other dude that Senku's with, the muscle guy.
Oh yeah, he is a good Best Boy.
I think he should have been at least nominated for Best Boy.
That's true. Even though he was only in like 3 episodes.
Oh. Yeah, the nominations is Emma, Saitama, Tanjiro, Hyakimaru from Dororo, Senku for Dr. Stone, and Toho Hondo for Fruits Basket. Yeah, I would have Tanjiro. I wouldn't have been mad if Tanjiro won this.
Yeah. But I mean, I am still okay with Senku because I do like Senku.
Interesting that they didn't have like any Fire Force like Shinra. I guess people don't like Shinra.
Yeah, I think people just don't like him because of the whole. I mean, you know why.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's a slight against Shinra. That seems more slight against the show in general.
That's true.
So,
enough.
And Shinra seemed like a fine protagonist, but I mean, I don't think he would have won for sure. Just interesting that he's not included. Yeah, Senku's all right. I guess I would have gone with Tanjiro as well. Even Saitama, but he's less of a... I don't know. I like Saitama a lot. And again, we've had this debate over you think he's overrated and I think he's underrated.
Yeah.
I think he's underrated for certain reasons. Like people don't realize a lot of things about him. So I wouldn't have been mad if Saitama won. But yeah, Tanjiro definitely. But let's final category. The big one.
Category, Anime of the Year.
The nominations were Carol and Tuesday, Mob Psycho, Promised Neverland, Demon Slayer, O Maidens in Your Savage Season, and Vinland Saga. Obviously, Demon Slayer won.
And obviously, I think it shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think Vinland Saga was probably... I haven't finished it, but I feel like it's got a better story than Demon Slayer, and I think it should have, in terms of Anime of the Year.
Because I haven't finished Vinland Saga, but because I've watched these shows and I know the stories enough, O Maidens, I don't think should have been nominated.
It seems like
Demon Slayer does deserve the nomination, but I think the real fight should have been between Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 and Vinland Saga.
Yeah, I think that definitely was like, it should have been one of the two. And in the end... I
mean, I get why Demon Slayer won.
Vinland Saga ended up not winning anything, right? I don't remember. It didn't... No, it won Best Drama. It won Best Drama.
Yeah.
I feel like it should have won. Won.
Personally, obviously, I wanted Mob Psycho to win. It just... Mob... Season 2 of Mob Psycho was an absolutely different show from Season 1, but it was better. I didn't think that they could make Mob Psycho better in Season 2, and I was like, why are we getting a Season 2? Like, there's just no way this could be better. But it was absolutely better. In fact, it was just such a great story and such a great show in general that was literally the reason I quit my job.
Yeah, you have a video on that.
Yeah, like, it's such an inspiring show. Yeah. Freaking, I get why Demon Slayer won, like, it had a more lasting impact than Mob Psycho. Like, people like Ninja watched it. Oh my god, Demon Slayer is great, and that probably just helped popularize it.
My Demon Slayer rap didn't do that well, like, for as popular as Demon Slayer is, but I'm doing a Zenitsu rap soon, and we'll see how well that does.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's the Crunchyroll Awards. You have any more comments about the Crunchyroll before I read reviews of our podcast? Because we got 2 reviews.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, it was a fun little award show. I thought the presentation of the award show could have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'm a lot happier with the results of this show than I have been in previous years. And Crunchyroll, if you're listening to this, hire Daniel Rustage to
listen. I would do it if they asked me to do it. I would 100% do it, but I don't know if they will now because I've just ragged on their previous guy, and that's kind of like not a thing. Like I might have burnt a bridge, but I would do it.
If you want to hire me to,
I would do it, and I wouldn't mind if people said I was shit because everyone's entitled to their opinion, obviously, and I know a lot of people will still dislike it just on like, I don't know what the word is. Principle, that's it. Just on principle that it's like anime rap. Well, I'm going to read I read one of these on the Lost episode, so I'll read both of these. We got 2 reviews on our iTunes store. If you want to go to the iTunes link below and leave a review. Leave us a good review and we'll read it out.
Is it 2 new reviews or just one?
One new review, but I'll reread the one that we missed because. So this one's from Chopsticks Man. He says, "I know you hate pronouncing it, but do it for the boys. This podcast is one of the best in the world, and you know I'm serious because I said the world and not Zewaldo." And then it has Furu Meteru Alchemistu Brotherhoodu.
Furu Meteru Alchemistu Brotherhoodu
is a pretty good anime. The episode was pretty good, and good luck on your future reps and stuff. He just wanted me to say it weird. And the other one is really, I don't know, I can't say it's terrible, but it's just kind of really funny to me. It's from Shocking, but with a lot of like umlauts and stuff. And it's titled Rustage, but the S is capitalized. So it's Rustage. And it goes, dude. And then all in capitals, your songs are so amazing and you're so funny and you're my god.
Oh, wow.
And then it goes, should I make a shrine? Smiley face.
Have you ever been heralded as a god before?
No. But maybe I should start a cult. So... Evan, would you join my cult?
No.
Evan, why not? Why would you not join my cult?
I don't join white people's cults.
I'm a Oh, I just realized that our podcast is not marked as explicit, even though I swear a lot. Ah, well, fuck it.
Well, you didn't really swear in this one.
No. Oh, well. Thank you guys so much for watching. This actually ended up being longer than I thought it was going to be. But thanks so much for watching. Next week, we'll talk about JoJo's. My JoJo song comes out this week, so we'll talk about JoJo's next week. And you guys will hear my complicated opinions on JoJo's. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
Peace!